Hello beautiful people, it is the Trap Witch here. For those of you who don't know me, I am an Instagram influencer, but I am a spiritual healer slash coach, motivational coach on Instagram, who channels spirit in order to gain my messages that I post typically every other day for the collective. Today I wanted to bring you the new moon in Sagittarius reading or forecast or illumination, whatever have you that I want to do. This moon has me feeling some type of way. I am ending my Saturn return in the sign of Sagittarius, so for me there's a lot of intention and energy that's coming up right now. I also just feel like right now it's just so important to set our intentions, like Sagittarius the Archer, for next year, coming into next year. Really, what direction do we want to go? Most Sagittarius people that I meet are very adventurous, so there's the sense of setting your intention so we can go on the adventure. For me, like I said, the energy has been very heavy and overwhelming. We are in retrograde, and I find that what I've been observing as well, a lot of people's intentions are coming out kind of weirdly, because Mercury rules communication, and it's so funny that sometimes it's not necessarily the things that people say, but it's the things that people don't say that will show you what their intentions are. Now this is just what I'm picking up right now to say as far as what I'm, what I'm observing from the energies. But I want to go ahead and get into my reading for the new moon in Sagittarius for today and over the next couple days, and how we can properly use this energy. Those who follow me on Instagram know that I channel often for what we need to hear, and I don't care what people want to hear. I think if we are to get better as people, we have to clear out all the crap and the shadows, and so we can set our intentions clear. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Yeah, so I'm going to be pulling from the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. It's by Louise Martinet and Sally Ann Glassman. Okay, I like this deck. A lot of people like this deck. This is what I usually read people with and read with every morning for my collective reading. And then I'm going to pull an angel card to tie the message together. For some reason today, I do want to pull one additional card to everything to kind of give you guys like some sweetener. Right now I feel like I'm concocting the tea and or the lemonade for the next coming next 2 weeks as we're finishing the year. So I want to go ahead and pull one additional card from the Inner Child deck, and I'll read that in the end so we can have a nice message. Okay, let's go ahead and get our center right. I'm gonna drink some coffee. Coffee Bustelo. It's my favorite coffee, and I use coconut milk creamer. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's go. Spirit, we call you in on behalf of the collective. We ask for the highest good of all those involved with harm to none. We ask for clarity. We ask for clear perception. We ask that Legua Eshu to open the roads to precise messages. We ask at this time, in the energy of this Sagittarius new moon, what is it that the collective needs to know most in order to facilitate their growth on their journey at this time, and to move forward in intention and purpose into the next coming year. We ask, what is it subconsciously below the surface, beyond the veil, that can be brought to their awareness to help them capitalize on this energy to the fullest of their extent. We ask that only benevolent energies speak through this reading and be present through these cards. What is it that the collective needs to know most at this time? All right. Ah, beautiful. Yes. Yes. pretty simple. We're going to get right through this. The T-Bonage card. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck, and I haven't been getting it often for people, so it's beautiful that I got it. The T-Bonage is the Temperance card, okay? The Temperance card in this deck talks about the T-Bonage, which is the small little good angel. Do you see how this woman is coming out and she's got this essence coming out of her head? This is showing that you are really wanting to come into the essence of your true authentic self in the next coming year. Let's just go ahead and say the next coming year, because we're in the last 2 weeks of the year, so we're down to the crunch. Sagittarius season, intent, your purpose, just that arrow. I just get those chills with those arrows. Who do you want to be? The problem is, many of us want to be this version of ourselves that isn't true to the essence of our nature. Who do you want to be? Let's not talk about an occupation. Let's not talk about a title. Who do you want to be spiritually? Do you want to be happy? Because many of us aren't giving ourselves permission to be happy. Do you want to have intent? Because a lot of us are not setting real intentions or not moving in a way that we are intentful. Do you want purpose? Ask yourself what the purpose is. What is your purpose? Even if in this moment you don't have the idea for your bigger life purpose, ask yourself in the moment, I'm sitting here. What is my purpose? My purpose is to deliver messages from spirit so that people may feel a spark to light their own fire. That's my purpose in this moment. Even when you go to sit down to eat a meal, what is your purpose? My purpose is to gain nourishment so that I might have fuel, so that I might move forward, that I might conquer my goals. What is your purpose? What is your intent? What is your drive? What is your reason for being here in the moment, in the present moment? And we could get caught up a lot of times in the future, which I'm sitting here and being a little hypocritical because, I'm like 2018. But the truth is, we can control what we do in this moment by moving in purpose, which will affect our future, okay? And so the T-Bonage card, I do want to give you a little bit from the book just because I really like this card. 67. Will and art. Because I don't know if you know, willpower is a true art form. And right now, as far as our willpower goes in regards to coming into our true essence, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of us don't have willpower. And right now I'm feeling like there's this new beginning, right? Because right after the T-Bonage card is the World Egg card, which is so divine because the World Egg card talks about new beginnings because it's the Fool card. And essentially, we're coming into a new year where you can come into this power because the snake is Kundalini energy representing power and hatching something new, which is that egg coming through the mouth. So in this time, how will you make your willpower art? That is literally the basis, I feel, of the message right now. Because willpower as an art form, love as an art form, if we were to look at things more as of an art form as opposed to a passing moment, a passing movement, just like a passive type of thing, art has intent. Even when an artist is saying they're going to do like a, a subjective piece where it's just like, bam, bam, there's still intent behind the throwing, anger, sadness, da-da-da. It's okay in the moment right now if you don't know what you're going to do. Say you sit here and you say, I'm sad. I'm depressed. You know that you feel these things, and that's fine. Honor them. By all means, honor them. But how are you going to turn that sadness or that depression into an art, into an expression, to move you away from it, to release it, right? And that's the thing I feel about having the temperance to do something. Temperament. Your temperament. Your temperament says a lot about you. What's your temperament like? And that's the thing. I feel like a lot of us have to understand going forward that, yes, we're these beings and we have all these feelings and whatever, but we have to stay consistent to who we are. And if we are a good person, we have to stay in that temperament. So even if you're feeling sad, angry, or whatever, honor those feelings, channel it into art, use that willpower as art, and then bring it back. Bring it back to your center. Because that is really what it's going to be about going forward. Let me give you something quick. Because 2 cards that correlate to each other according to the book have popped up into our spread. The T-Bonage and the Zombie card. The Zombie card's our 4th card because I pull 5 cards, okay? It says, the ability to make a choice emanates from the T-Bonage, okay? So like I said, the ability to make a choice. You make a choice to be angry, happy, sad. But being angry, happy, sad is not who you are. Does this make sense? Being angry, happy, sad is not who you are. It's an expression from your being, but it's not who you are. So the T-Bonage, this is the core element of the individual, which is trapped when a zombie is created, okay? So right now it's saying willpower, willpower, willpower. What are you going to will in this coming year? What are you going to will? Do what thou art wilt is the main message of this card. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law, okay? That was an occult saying by Aleister Crowley, who was the founder of Thelema. And then the following part of coming after that says, love is the law, love under will. How essential is it for your love and your willpower to go hand in hand? The way you will things talks a lot about how you love, okay? How you will things will say a lot about your own self-love. How you will things will say a lot about how you love others. Okay? So in this coming year, with this new beginning, with this Fool card, the World A card, and using your power to give birth to something, know that it's no longer time to get away with this BS. You hear me? It's reversed. What card is this? This is Razuli Freda Dahomey. Look at this upright. She's a love goddess in voodoo, and she is looking into the mirror. She's crying. And look at all these tears that are riding down. This little boat is floating on them. This is the 7 of Swords in the traditional tarot. And the 7 of Swords talks about people trying to get away with things, right? Robbing the enemy's camp of these 7 swords that he's carrying. How many of us will rob ourselves by becoming that zombie, which is the next card? Many of us will rob ourselves of our own love and happiness because we will not will ourselves to move, right? We will not will ourselves to move in love for ourselves. We will not will ourselves to move in love for others, okay? How many people realize that? You are the artist of your life, and whatever your brush wills is what is going to be painted. Do you understand me? And so right now, this is not going to fly anymore. Crying, looking at yourself in the mirror, poor me, boo-hoo. Shit's not going to fly no more. This shit is not a factor for 2018. This shit should not be a factor in this moment. Honor your feelings, but do not victimize yourself. You are intent, you are purpose, you are light. Any darkness that you choose to be in is your own doing right now. Yes, things happen. People die. People get sick. People break your heart. In that moment, it's fine to honor those feelings, but understand that is not who you are. So who are you? What are you willing to move forward with? A lot of people stay stuck in these moments of having no intent, having no purpose, having no drive. And so they become that zombie. And the zombie here is shown with its lips sealed shut. They're sewn shut, okay? They're sewn shut so that they can't talk. And they become a slave. People don't know that in Haiti and in some countries where voodoo is very prevalent, people are actually robbed of their essence and turned into zombies. It is real life stuff. I've known people who have seen this. There's movies about this. There's a movie called The Rainbow and the Serpent that surrounds this. where people are robbed of their essence and they are robbed of their will, and they are turned into slaves. How many of you rob yourself of your own will and turn yourself into a zombie? It talks about here where the zombie is cut off from naming, okay? And what is naming? What's in a name? When I go to a sweat lodge here, the first thing they make us do is relinquish our name because we're but a vibration, okay? Naming. When I feel this right now, when I think naming, because we do live in a society where a name carries so much weight. A name carries so much weight. When I took the name The Trap Witch, it was a joke, okay? It was a joke between me and a friend. I thought it was silly. But to now know the weight that this name can carry for me, but it's not because I called myself that. Not long after, there were a few people who tried to come for my brand when I started building it. But guess what? The vibration behind that name that they were trying to take was not the same. Know that you can come into your naming and that name carrying weight because you have purpose and you have drive and you have intent, and your will is used as an art form. Your love is used as an art form. Okay? You can come into carrying the weight of your name based on your T-bon-age, your essence, your will. But you have to understand, you will not do that if you don't become the master of your own head, which is the last card reversed, the master of the head. This is the Hierophant card. What are your beliefs? I don't even like the word belief anymore, because ever since somebody said the word, first part of believe is be lie. So let's say this instead. What are your knowings? Okay, what are your knowings? What do you know? When you know yourself and you know who you are as a vibration and as a frequency, none of those human emotions can hold you back and hold you into becoming this zombie. Because I can feel a zombie being someone whose emotions have just left them, but also somebody who stays stuck, enslaved to them, and lets the emotions or negative emotions that they feel become their slave master. Crazy, huh? Crazy how we will let things take over our head. If you see in this card, right, this spread is so beautiful because there are 3 cards that are very linked together. The T-bon-age, you see the essence, right? The essence being carried. Your essence carrying you through. In the zombie, you see the essence leaving you. But then with the master of the head, if you look at the card upright, the essence is like the spirit's kissing you right in the head. You know why? Because you're aware of your crown. You're aware of this third eye. It's wide open. What do you know? There's no veil to block you. Because even with the zombie, it's like, I see glossed eyes, just no vision, no real sight of what they want, no intent, no purpose, no real drive. The drive is just, there's no drive. It's just a slow passing movement, right? What will you will in Sagittarius new moon that's going to carry you forth? The new moons are always good for manifestations. So what are you going to will? What are you going to will to come forth for this coming year, huh? What are you going to will? To be quite honest with you, it's never too late to make your plans. But what I say is you should have been started already. If you haven't started, you need to start now. I'm halfway into my calendar year for next year. Things are filling up because I have a purpose, I have an intent, I have a drive. I have a will to carry out. Okay? Let's put these over here somewhere. Let's pull an angel card. Comfort. Archangel Azrael, I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. Many of you are carrying just way too much on yourselves that is holding down your will. And that's fine. Like I said, honor your feelings. Find comfort in knowing that you can honor them and then release them. Because those things that have broken you, those things that have caused you pain, they are not who you are. They are part of this existence in order to help you find who you are, which is your essence, your frequency, your vibration, which should be love. And so if you're hurting, right, because it says helping you to heal, sometimes you have to honor the hurt so that you can heal. You have to let the hurt just go through a little bit. But at some point we know, right, when we get hurt, at least I know, when we get hurt, for example, whether it be a cut, whether it be a stub toe, whether it be a bang, a bruise, at some point you can't sit there and feel sorry for yourself. You got to push through the pain. You got to push through it. You got to keep going. Why does a doctor make you get up and walk after you've had surgery or anything major? Because they don't want you to lay there and sit in the pain. If you lay there and sit there when they know you can get up and walk, what's that going to do? It's going to postpone your healing, and it's going to postpone the will for you to move. It's going to stop that. Why would you want to stop that? Why would you want to lay there in that bed and be sick longer? And right now, that is what it is saying. When you victimize yourself, when you say, boo-hoo, I'm hurting, I'm depressed, I'm this, I'm that. When you have the ability to get up and walk, but you won't will yourself, you want to be sick. You don't want to heal. You are settling for hurting instead of healing. Is that your purpose? Is that your intent? Is that who you are? How does this sound, right? Hi, my name is so-and-so, and my purpose here is to hurt. My purpose here is to be depressed. My purpose here is to be sad. What does that sound like when you put it in that context? My purpose here is to be a zombie. When we watch The Walking Dead, when we watch all these zombie movies, more oftentimes, there's nothing good that comes of them. So why would you want to be one? Let's go ahead and tie this last part together, because I said I was going to pull from the inner child deck. Because a lot of people don't realize that as adults, we have inner child problems, which stops us from living our best life, because we have traumas, we have pains, we have all sorts of things that, you know, have molded us into dysfunctional adult beings, and that are holding us back. So, like I said, I'm gonna pull our just from the inner child deck, and this book, I don't use it often. I like to use it for myself from time to time. I like to pull like a single card. But the inner child cards, A Fairy Tale Tarot, Isha Lerner and Mark Lerner. Okay? That's that. Okay, what do they want us to know in regards to this message? Tie it all together for Sagittarius new moon. Spirit's so funny. The 10 of crystals, but look at this. It's a Christmas scene. Spirit a trip. Oh God, the 10 of crystals. 267. Ashe, Spirit. I wish I had $1 for every time y'all cracked a joke. Y'all too funny. 267. Christmas Day carries the potential for great joy and expectations. Dreams may come true and the rekindling of family ties and friendly sharings between warmth and love into the home. In this card, all of the stockings have been filled and a tiny one is being hung to celebrate the birth of a baby gnome. Papa Gnome lights the Yule log to promote the light and joy of this family and community gathering. All of the gifts have been opened, and the children gaze in delight at the treasures they have received. The girl gnome sits on a rainbow carpet while she looks at a wondrous crystal. The day is bright, the sun is high, and the family rejoices. Let the scene in the 10 of crystals warm your heart. Celebrations and festivals of all traditions bring people together. They instill a special feeling of gratitude that comes from the desire to be universally connected and loved. Open the gifts that life has in store for you. You may want to reacquaint yourself with ancient rituals and blessings that can spark new fires in your creative imagination. Your healing prayers and thoughts can uplift many people around the globe. Remember to aid the disadvantaged and homeless who may be downcast and in need of helping hand. Be thankful for all the blessings offered to you by angels, invisible helpers, and higher teachers throughout your lifetime. That's a nice little way to end it. People have so much to be grateful for, right? I don't celebrate Christmas, but I feel every day should be this, where if you have an instilled special feeling of gratitude, that desire to be universally connected and loved, right? It says opens the gifts that life has in store for you. This does tie into what I was saying of being grateful and being appreciative, to be a being, to have intent, to have purpose, to not sit down and be like, oh, well, you know, I didn't get to this for Christmas. Do you know how many people are laying outside on the ground in the cold right now? And all of these things via circumstances, whatever have you. But I will tell you this. Regardless of any person's circumstances, their will to get up and keep going and push forth through the situation, they can get through it. Do you know how many great people were once homeless, were once whatever, but they had the will to push forward and push past it? Remember, it says, be thankful. So many people aren't thankful for their blessings. To have a foot above ground in this existence right now, to move more into your purpose, be grateful. Right now, this season's really not about the gifts. We put so much emphasis on the gifts and getting together with people and all this stuff in this time, but this needs to be every day, right? What's important to you every day? Are the people you're getting together with now important to you on an everyday basis? If so, then make sure they know that, they appreciate that. You will them to know that. You move your willpower to show that love, to show that light. What is your intent? What is your purpose? What is your drive? Okay? Make sure it's not just being passive and being a zombie and being all of these things. Okay, y'all. Follow me on Instagram, The Trap Witch, TheTrapWitch. If you want to book a one-on-one session with me, coaching, mentorship, tarot reading, whatever have you, you want to talk to me, thetrapwitch.com, or send me an inquiry, thetrapwitch@gmail.com. Hoping to talk with some of y'all soon. I hope this message for the new moon in Sagittarius reaches you well. And love, light, peace, and prosperity, y'all. Happy holidays. Every day is a holy day, though, not just now. Bye.